Happy Friday. And today we're going to talk about a really neat character. And I know you probably say, Sarah, you say that about everybody. But they are because God thought they were so important that He wrote their stories inspired by His own breath. Today we're going to look at Barnabas, the encourager. But he had a hard place too. And his hard place can be found in Acts chapter 15, verses 39 and 40. And the contention was so sharp between them that they departed asunder from one another. And so Barnabas took Mark and sailed to Cyprus, and Paul chose Silas and departed. You see, this is the hard place where they were. Two friends, two companions, two ministers of the gospel, but they had a different perspective. Barnabas, who had believed in Paul, chose to believe in John Mark. Paul, who had a mission and didn't want to have to deal with folks who would leave him, did not want to take the chance on John Mark because he had failed him before. So here they are. Barnabas, the son of consolation, who gave Paul his first chance when others were afraid of Paul. Barnabas believed in him. They preached together. They traveled together. They endured persecution together. They were more than partners. They were brothers in the ministry. But then John Mark came along. This young man who had once walked away, Paul said, I'm not taking him. Barnabas says, I think you need to take him. The Bible tells us that the contention was sharp. You ever had sharp contention with someone? It's okay. Paul and Barnabas had it, and you know what? They both went on to do great things for God. So it's okay. Sharp, they parted. Barnabas chose to take John Mark. Paul chose Silas, and just like that, that couple of ministers who had been together was split. Not because of immorality, not because of failure, but because of a difference in perspective. That had to have been a hard place for both of them. They both loved Jesus. They both loved their missions, but yet their paths had to part. But here's the beautiful thing that God uses when that happens. Both of them, their ministries continue to grow. They both continue to have converts. The gospel went even further. Paul and Silas strengthened the churches. Barnabas and John Mark went on a mission field to Cyprus. But you know what? As time went on, Paul comes back in 2 Timothy and he says, bring John Mark to me. He is profitable to me for the ministry. Time had softened that wound between those two brothers. And at a later point in Paul's life, he realizes, I think, even though the Bible doesn't really say it, I think Paul probably thought, yeah, Barnabas, I'm glad he did that for John Mark. I'm glad he took the chance on him when I didn't. Because now that I need him, he's there for me. So sometimes God can use these divisions so that double the work can be done. And that's why it's important that when we do have those hard places of different perspectives, that we don't bash each other, that we don't try to murder each other with words, but that we just do like Paul and Barnabas, go our separate ways and continue our ministries. That's what happened here. It was a hard place. It was a hard lesson for both Barnabas and Paul and John Mark, who felt very much likely in the middle of the whole thing. You know what? We can walk away from our people in tears that we once loved. We can know that that division is there, but we can still have a purpose in our heart to serve God. And eventually, you'll see, Barnabas the consoler saw that Paul had softened his heart, and later he called for John Mark. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Find your John Mark. Take care of him. And if you find yourself in a situation where the perspectives are so different that it's best so that the contention doesn't stay so sharp, just part your ways and go on in your ministries, and God will bless you. Don't hurt each other. Don't murder each other with words or with actions. Just part your ways and build your ministries. God bless you.